Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the monster video. So in today's video, I'm back with our monster analysis yet once again. So we've got a new monster. This one's going to be a golden legends pass. That's what I've heard. It might be a exclusive monster pass as well. It's either exclusive or golden legends pass, one of those two. So if you guys know anything about it, let me know in the comments down below, but it's one of those two. So just wanted to put that out there. But I'm going to be doing an analysis on Loong. So this mythic once again will be available in the next legends pass. Okay, so anyways, before we get started, guys, it would be appreciated if you guys could drop a like and also subscribe to help with the YouTube algorithm. But anyways, this video will help you out, you know, basically just taking a good look at this monster and whether or not this mythic will be meta in the near future. Anyways, this is what the monster looks like. This is Loong, guys. Take a look at the design. It looks amazing to me. In case you didn't know, if you just remove Chi, right, and it's just Loong, that's basically one of the existing monster in the game. That is a epic monster. It is an epic, but this is a corrupted, and they added Loong, basically Chi in the beginning of it. But I feel like the AO is silent, so that's why I just call it Loong. But anyways, we got Loong in here, and we're gonna be doing an analysis. So let's get started. We're gonna be skipping the lore because we've been doing it recently, so why not? Let's just get into the analysis. So Dragon Spirit is one of the skills. It removes positive status effects from one enemy. It trade disables the enemy as well, kind of similar to the Dude's skill as well, or I guess Tabora's skill as well, where it removes positive status effect and then trade disables. But Tabora is to all the enemies. This one is just to a single enemy there. Okay, so that's a pretty good skill to start off with. So I'm guessing this is like a supporter or something. It's kind of sounds like it now that I see the other skills, just taking a look at the remove positive status effects and stuff. Like, look at the third one. But we're gonna get into that. Invader's Punishment. It applies a random torture to all enemies, requires cooldown. So you're basically applying a random torture. It could be burn, ignite, not poison, but burn, ignite, curse, and so on. Basically, you're going to be applying a random torture. Now here's the thing, that skill could be useless if the enemy is immune to torture. If they're immune to torture, then that kind of is useless. But here's the thing, you can always go ahead and remove positive status effect and also trade disable them, like Dragon Spirit. Let's see the other two skills now. Ignorance is bliss. It removes positive status effects from one enemy, removes positive status effects from all enemies, deals low fire damage to all enemies, requires cooldown. Now that skill right there is a really good skill. So first of all, you're removing positive status effect from one enemy and then to all enemies as well, and on top of that you're doing some damage. But the most important part is the two first parts, I guess. You know, removing positive status from one enemy and then also from all enemies. That's really important. Ignore the damage. That's just like a bonus. But that skill right there is really good. If they do have any torture immunities or anything like that, hey, guess what? It's going to be gone. So then next turn you could use Invader's Punishment and hit them with that. And even if they have it as a trait, like immune to torture, you can always just go ahead and use Dragon Spirit and trade disable them, and also remove other status effects if it's status caster plus or plus trait, which is never a thing. But yeah, you could use whichever one. You also have Corrupted Dragon. This one is a low, not low, sorry, deals moderate special damage to all enemies, disables traits on all enemies, applies a random elemental weakness to all enemies. Oh my goodness. So here's the thing, what you can do. If there is no Megataunt in the enemy team, you can start off with Corruption Dragon, or Corrupted Dragon, that's what it's called. Corrupted Dragon, and hit him with the AoE trade disable, plus you're applying a random elemental weakness, so you're going to be helping out your attacker on your team, right? Now if they do have Megataunt, which they most of the time do, you can always go ahead and use Dragon Spirit and basically remove positive status effect, which is going to be the Megataunt status caster, and then you could go ahead and AoE trade disable, or single target trade disable, sorry, and later on you can do whatever you want. Now this monster will definitely be meta. I can already see it because I see the speed. Okay, so let's just quickly get into the speed. Okay, life, you have 89,274. That's a really good amount of life to have comparing it to the recruited monsters. Just in general, basically having that much life, it's good. Power, on the other hand, I mean, you don't have to worry about it since this monster is not an attacker, so we can skip that. But speed, 6,754. Now that right there is the fastest monster in the game. So having that much speed, it just puts him on top. So this mythic monster is the fastest, which means it's really good, because then you can still give in 3 speed, right? 3 speed runes, and basically run it full speed while having basically the highest speed in the game. So you're gonna start off with the first turn, and you can start off with like Dragon Spirit or whatever the play is. You can do your thing, but you guys get the point, right? So this monster is the fastest, which is actually pretty good. It's like, for example, saying that if I was doing an analysis on an attacker, and that attacker had like was like this most powerful in the game, like the power was just off the chart, and it was like the most powerful monster in the game, and his or her role was an attacker, if that makes sense. So that's basically what's going on here with Loong. This monster, support monsters need full speed, right? So it needs to be the fastest, as fast as possible. Now this monster, this is what monster is up to. So here's the thing, guys. This monster is like a mix of the Do, skill wise. It's a mix of the Do and I'd say Tabora. So even if you guys own Do and Tabora, I recommend getting it if you can. But if you can't, it's okay. You can still stick with your Cosmic monsters. But for those of you that missed out on the Do and Tabora, or just for example the Do in general, because the Do is better, then you know, I'd recommend picking this one up because it will definitely be meta 100%. So the fact that the speed is the highest, they did that on purpose just so that somebody could do an analysis like me, or you guys could just see the skills sets, the skill chart yourself, and take a look at the stats and see that it's the fastest, so you can end up buying it. So yeah, unfortunately you're gonna have to purchase this one too if any of you guys can. Go ahead and pick it up because it will definitely be meta. But anyways, take a look at the traits. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay, first of all, it's a fire-corrupted mythic monster. But it is in Dragon's Book. You also have Evil Legion. Is that Evil Legions? Yeah, it is. Evil Legions, Dragon, Fury Dojo, which is actually in one of the Era Saga books, and also Corrupted. But okay, that's pretty interesting. So look at the traits. You have a, let me just take a look at it here. It's a lot better. Hardened at rank 0. So you're starting off with Hardened. That's 20% less accuracy against whatever. Tough, on the other hand, is rank 1. So once you get this monster to rank 1, you'll get Tough. You'll have access to Tough, which is basically 35% resistance. Now that's better than Hardened. It's like upgrading Hardened basically. Rank 3, you have a Status Caster Area True Vision. It is Area True Vision. Oh my goodness. No way. And it's actually a trait too. It is a trait. It's not even a status caster. That right there is really good because you'll never end up missing your skills. Not just you, but also your allies. So this monster will definitely be meta 100%. And then on top of that, rank 4, status caster Random Element Weakness. Okay. Okay, alright. Rank 5, status caster Area Random Torture. Alright, so basically what that means is that rank 4, the element weakness, right? Random element weakness. So basically you're going to be, when you start the battle, that will be applied to the enemies, so it'll give them a random element weakness, and that's like a lottery. Honestly, it really relies on luck what you get, because your other two monsters, they could be like a fire element, both of them could be fire element, and then you end up getting like dark or something, then it's really no use. But if you end up getting fire element weakness on the enemies, then that's really good for you, since your monsters on your team are fire elements. So rank 5, Area Random Torture. So basically it'll just start off the battle with applying a random torture to all the enemies, unless there's a Megaton monster in the other team. And even the Megatons, there will be like 3 tortures on the Megaton monster, but if there is no Megaton, it'll be every single one of the enemies having a random torture. So it could be like, for example, Ignite, Burn once again, Curse, or any of the other tortures. So not bad. I really like the traits. I really do. Unfortunately, it is a pay-to-win monster, so that really sucks. I really feel bad for the free-to-play players. I'll do my best to do some Legends Pass giveaways this month as well. So yeah, make sure you guys are subscribed and you have notifications on that. But anyways, so now that we got we took care of the stats, we took care of the traits. Relic-wise, look at this. You have Staff, so that's really good. Having a Staff relic slot is actually pretty good. So even if the enemy ends up stamina draining you, it's okay. You can always go ahead and basically recover your stamina with a staff. So you can run, for example, Masher Staff. You can go with Cane of Atlantis, something like that. And then for SN is the other slot. Oh my goodness. So for SN, you can go with, for example, let's see, SN. Oh, the most popular, Ural SN. You can also do Flamar's SN as well. Zyron's SN if you don't want to go with like a staff that gives you stamina, but you should definitely go with something that gives you stamina on the staff part. So then on SN, you don't waste that and you can give in like a revival type of SN. You know what I mean? Like either Ural SN or Flamar's SN once again. I just noticed I had set SN too many times. But anyways, relic slots are really good as well. So far so good. I actually like the monster here. I really do. But let's take a look at some of the attack skills that weren't mentioned up here, okay? So basic attacks. You have a moderate fire damage to one enemy, applies a random element weakness skill to one enemy, applies a random torture skill to one enemy. What? Okay, so that's a 0 cooldown, 30 stamina cost. So yeah, you do have that skill right there with a 0 cooldown. So if you want a 0 cooldown skill, a spammable one, you can go ahead and run that. You also have Protector of a Nation, which is a moderate fire damage to one enemy, applies a random elemental weakness to one enemy. I thought it'd be to all enemies, but it's just to one. That's a 1 turn cooldown and 0 stamina cost. So I wish that was a spammable skill, like, you know, no stamina cost, no cooldown, that would have been better, but unfortunately it's not like that. Anyways, Forgotten deals moderate fire damage to one enemy, removes positive status effect from one enemy, gives an extra turn. Basically like the dude's skill. The dude, what he does it, he removes positive status effect, he also deals fire damage, moderate fire damage, and on top of that I think he applies burn if I'm not mistaken, but he definitely gets an extra turn for that. So I feel like they should have put Forgotten up here. They really should have. They really should have. So here's my suggestion to you guys. You can choose either Forgotten or Dragon Spirit. I personally would go with Forgotten. I feel like they should have put that up there instead of Dragon Spirit. So you're going to deal moderate fire damage, remove father status effect, and also gain an extra turn. Although you won't be trade disabling like this one, but you will be getting an extra turn. So it's really good against Megaton monsters. So you can do this and then gain an extra turn, and on top of that, right away you can hit him with let me see, where was the AoE trade disable? Oh, that's Corrupted Dragon. So you can hit him with Corrupted Dragon right after, and also that comes with elemental weakness as well to all enemies. So you're going to be removing a positive status effect, which will be the Mega Taunt, or if they're running Mojo Jack instead of a Megaton monster, you're still going to be removing their shield and then hitting them with AoE trade disable. So it's really good. It's a really good combo. So I definitely recommend Forgotten over Dragon Spirit. But if you want to go Dragon Spirit, that's completely fine. It's just my suggestion. Anyways, Punish the Weak. Was that up here? No, it wasn't. Punish the Weak, that is a random torture to one enemy. Applies a random torture skill to one enemy. What? That's kind of weird. Do you apply 2 tortures basically? Is that what they mean? Applies a random torture skill to one enemy, applies a random torture skill to one enemy, requires cooldown. That's so weird. I'm gonna have to test that out when I get it. But I feel like it just applies 2 random tortures to that single enemy. I feel like they could have just said that instead of making it so long. But that's a 2-turn cooldown and also 42 stamina cost, as you guys could see. You can also check out the other ones that were mentioned up here. You can see it down here, and you can check the cooldowns. If you want to go on and pause real quick and check the cooldowns, you can. But I've got to say, this monster is pretty good against CDA. I mean, look at this. You have so many 1-turn cooldowns, not a lot, but you have 2. You have a 0-turn cooldown, and that is Emperor's Servant, right? The first skill in the basic attacks. Then you also have tons of 2s and then 1-3. So that's really good. This monster is pretty good against CDA, I've got to say. But anyways, 9 Dragons, that is the ultimate's name. It applies fire weakness to all enemies, it deals heavy fire damage to all enemies, applies ignite to all enemies, applies mega stun to all enemies. That's a really good ultimate. I just wish it also removed positive stat effects from the enemies as well. But it applies fire weakness, heavy fire damage. You don't have to worry about the heavy fire damage. I mean, that's like a bonus. If this was an attacker, then it would have been a lot better. But yeah, it deals heavy fire damage, and also you apply ignite, which is a pretty good torture in my opinion. And then also a Mega Sunfall enemy, so they'll lose 2 turns. So ultimate I really like. I also like skill wise, everything, traits, stats, relic slots. The books could have been better, but it is what it is. So overall, it is a fantastic monster, a 10 out of 10 from me. Definitely pick it up if you are, let's say, thinking about it. If you were thinking about it, go ahead and pick it up. I recommend it. And after watching this video, many of you guys probably didn't know that this monster was going to come out, and you clicked on this video and now you know a lot about it, and you know that it's going to be meta and you don't want to miss out on it. Go ahead and pick it up. So I think I personally will definitely pick this monster up and invest in it because it's literally the next due. And last but not least, for off-tier talents, here's what I recommend giving, guys. Don't go with something like the Spilling Fist. I mean, why would you want to do that? You already have remove positive side effect skills, many of them. So why would you want to do that, right? So don't give in the Spilling Fist. That's something that I want to give you guys like a tip. If you were thinking about that, don't give it. But besides that, give something like Soul Drag, since this monster has an SN. So when it ends up dying, Soul Drag can kick in and deal some damage to the enemy, if not take it out at least, and then you come back with the SN. You can give that. You can go with Burning Hands. You can also do, for example, let me see, wait, does that apply burning, the one with the extra turn? No, it just removes positive side effect and also deals moderate fire damage. So yeah, given Burning Hands, you can also do Crystal Form, Mud Body, and there are a couple more, but those 3 or 4 that I mentioned are what I recommend giving. Okay, so anyways, guys, I hope you did learn something new from today's video, and also I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, drop a like and also subscribe to the channel with notifications on. Make sure to share this video with any of your friends that plays Mobile Legends so they can know about this and so they are up to date with the meta. But thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.